Welcome back, everybody. This is glockman4519. This is another ROM review or ROM overview. This ROM here is UberMellow, and it is for the Nexus 6. I've been holding off on doing this ROM just because it's another layers ROM, but that's kind of selfish of me. Just because I am not a big layers fan. It's not fair to all of you who do like layers, and I know there are a lot of you out there that do. Um, Once I installed this and realized all the customizations this ROM has, it's just unbelievable. For those of you that don't know, this ROM is designed by the same developer who does the Despair kernel, or at least I think he is associated with this ROM and does some work with this ROM. This one is going to take a little time to get through, so please bear with me. And it is the customizations that are involved in this ROM that just it's going to make it so long. First, I would like to get this out of the way. There were some comments made on a video that I put out a while ago, or not that long ago, and the video was for VR Toxin, and it was said that that VR Toxin was lifted or canged after this ROM right here. And I can see some of the similarities. I actually pulled the video down for a while until I did some research, looked into it. There are a lot of differences, although they are more into the coding and less visible. But the similarities are still there, so you guys will notice that. And I'm just going to stay out of all that. As far as I'm concerned, these are two different ROMs. They do have different features, so I'm going to just move on with it. Again, guys, this is UberMellow. This is for the Nexus 6, Android version 6.0.1. It is running the Despair kernel. I did flash the latest just because this was an older ROM. The ROM build is December 13th. And this version of the kernel is December 18th. And I wanted the latest kernel on it, although this ROM comes with Despair kernel. I just wanted the latest kernel on it. And I'm also using Dirty Unicorn G-apps with this because I wanted that clear look. So I'm using their clear G-apps. And let's go ahead and get into it. It does not come with SuperUser installed, so you guys will have to flash SuperUser if you want that on this. As far as developer options go, they are the same as all others, with the exception of the theme. You have the choice of choosing dark, light, or automatic. I actually have it on light right now because I'm going with a clear theme. I'm going to skip on up to security. The settings are pretty much the same as in all other Marshmallow ROMs in this one. Under sound and notifications, I just wanted to move down to let you guys see the notification lights. They do work. I have no problems with them whatsoever. I just wanted to let you guys know that that is included in here, and so far everything's working great. I mean, this ROM is very, very smooth and stable. And then we have display. I'm just going to run through it, let you guys see what all is in the display. But where most of this is going to be at, and let me tell you guys first that you see the Layers app. That it does not come with the Layers app. You're going to have to download that from the Play Store. But once you do, it automatically goes into settings, and that is the same for SuperSU. Once you flash, and I flashed 2.52, Once you flash it, it will go right into your settings. Um, but let's get right into the personalization of this. We're going to get into the UberMellow personalizations. Under General, these are all your settings under General. Then under Status Bar, here is where you would set up your battery. And while I'm thinking of this, this ROM is supposed to be set up to where all you have to do is download um, the app 3-minute battery settings from the Play Store, and if you purchase that app, it's supposed to work. It did until I did my first reboot. Once I did my first reboot and come back and booted back into the ROM, my battery icon was gone. I can't get it back. I've been noticing that on a lot of these supposedly baked in ROMs who have this mod baked into it. I myself, I think I'm going to go back to the website and or to the XDA site and see if I can't get these guys to build me an actual flashable build for this. I think it's much more stable that way, because it is definitely not stable the way it's being done now. But anyways, you have your clock and date, all of your settings that you can do for that, size, color. I mean, this thing is packed. You can set a greeting if you want. You can have your network icon showing if you want. Of course, you have your temperature, settings, and color. Uber logo. Man, I can't talk tonight. You can set that if you want it and color it. And I've said it before, if a ROM or a developer is going to have this feature, I am definitely going to run it. I like the fact that I can show off what ROM I'm running by having that little icon. I think all the ROMs should come up with their own little logo. And you have your custom header image. And this I love. I love this feature. I don't like the polygon. I like the HD. But I like this a lot. What that does is it puts this up top here where you can actually see the weather and time outside. Moving on to buttons. Here's your power menu. And again, just a plethora of choices to choose from. This is what I like. And many other options that you can choose there. Now for your lock screen settings, you have your bottom shortcuts, your standard lock screen shortcuts, or I would call them your middle of the road shortcuts. You can set a wallpaper on your lock screen, and then you can set it whether you want it to be blurred or not. Your media cover art. I don't listen to music on my phone, or very rarely, so I don't want that feature. And of course, there is your blur effect and the intensity that you want. That is for your lock screen, of course. And what that does is if I hit my lock screen, shut it off, turn it back on, you notice everything behind is blurred. That is what that does. Under notifications, you have your tile and icons. This is where you can change or choose or get rid of whatever you don't want or want in your tiles. Move them around, whatever you want to do with that. That's where you do it. Then your status bar icons, what you want showing as far as icons go in your status bar. You have your quick pull down, brightness slider, vibrate on touch, then all of your other settings that you can do for that. Under your recents, multi-window, you can turn that on or off. I have it on. Now, I haven't tried it yet. I guess I could try it. I'm not sure if it'll mess with the video or not. I will do it at the very end of the video to see if it works. Recents and full screen. I love this feature. I love it. I don't usually use the search bar tab, but it's there if you want it. And of course, Omni switch is here if you guys want to use that instead of using the recents. Last but not least are your system UI options. You have your gesture anywhere, your clock widget, you can set that up. I haven't set mine up yet. I mean, it's very simple. You just go through, pick the features that you want. The colors, I would go with since my theme is blue, I'd go with a bright blue. My alarm, my font, I want to stay with the bright blue. Go back, and then the weather, same thing. You can pick your cloud set the way you want it to be. I'm going to leave it with the colored. I usually go with the V clouds, but with this whole material look, the colored kind of looks good with that, so I'll leave that the way it is. Um, and then you can scroll down at the bottom, choose the your text color again. I'm going to go with a bright blue, and a timestamp. Same with that. So now that's all set up. Um, LCD density, if you want to change that, that is where you would do that at. Scrolling cache, disable animations, and your system animations. I kind of wish they would have put the scrolling modifier in this. That would have been great. But it's not. I do know that in the other ROM, it is in that. Um, so that's the VR toxin, that the scrolling uh, modifier is up and running and working in that one. I think that the VR toxin has more options to it. Although they may not say that it's CM based, it is, because I can't get Screen Recorder to work on that ROM. This one is definitely AOSP based because Screen Record does work. Well, guys, that is a look at UberMellow. Um, I wish I would have given it a look a long time ago. This is a very, very good ROM. It's got a lot of custom features to it. Again, I'm not a fan of layers. It's just my preference, guys. I just think it's a cheap look. I don't like the way you have to apply things and you have to reboot. And it only works on certain items. And now that marshmallows hit, you've got to be careful when you're applying. You can't just hit apply all, because if you do, you're going to end up in a soft brick, and you have to go into your system settings in your recovery and pull it out. And it's just, I don't like it. I really, really wish that the development would have leaned more towards the CM13 theme engine. It works. It is solid. It looks good, and there are many, many themes out there, and more coming. Just my opinion. Again, I wanted to show you guys that whole recents thing, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up the recents tab, and as you can see, that was telling me that I am in full screen. I do have multi-window on, so if I hit this button here, it's going to ask me if I want to open this into multi-window, and I've never used this before, but I'm going to figure, I guess, that this means put it on the bottom, and it does. And then what I'm going to do is, okay, and I picked ad-free of all things to pick. And let me pick, let me go with my settings. I'm going to put that up on top. And I don't know why it chose Zedge 2. It's kind of weird, but now I have two. I have both my settings open and I have Zedge open, so multi-window does work. I just wanted to show you guys. I have four windows open, so I guess that's pretty cool. Well, guys, that's UberMellow. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to thank all of my subscribers again. I really appreciate the subscriptions. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. That does help out. And if you have any ROMs that you want me to showcase, or to do an overview of, at least so you guys can see what it looks like before you flash it, let me know. And I'm usually all for flashing something, so just let me know. I will see you in the next one, and you guys all take care.